Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 28 of the March daily draws. So as we start the weekend, let's see what message we get. And I'll be taking the first card from the Tarot of the Witch's Garden, followed by an oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch, Ostara oracles. Let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. Four of Wands. Celebrate our achievements. Celebrate. Have fun. Enjoy the growth you've experienced up to this point. Recognize that you're not at the final, this is not the final result, but just a step along the journey. But it's an important stage that you've reached. And it's time to perhaps let your hair down a bit. You've put in the effort, you've reaped the rewards, or started to reap the rewards, and you can celebrate that. Of course, it may be indicating that there is a party to be had through a birth, an engagement, birthday, so anything of that nature, a new job, anything that would require a celebration, an anniversary, of some kind, a gathering to celebrate and mark that occasion. So it could be that this weekend, some of us are going to have that for whatever reason. In more general sense, it is to say that we are acknowledging and celebrating the stage where we've gotten to so far with our efforts. We know we've still got some way to go. We're not really at the end result yet that we want, but we've achieved an important phase or stage of that it's worth celebrating. And we will look at that and recognize that it's not the end, but it's an important beginning stage. It's a foundation on which to build. We've put in, what is a firm foundation for the rest of our journey and our efforts to pursue. So yes, and maybe there's been some kind of team effort here, which is the collective sharing of celebration. Maybe you can celebrate with those that have helped reach this stage. Acknowledge those who have helped you, acknowledge the success so far, and let it be an inspiration and a confidence boost for future endeavors. So, and if it's just your personal efforts that have borne fruit and have begun to set you off on the right footing, a good foundation, then maybe you want to share that with others, with the right kind of people, of course, not necessarily to brag, but to share in your good fortune with those that your loved ones, those that will perhaps be rooting for you and encouraging you, and you can all celebrate together because those efforts have been rewarded. So always acknowledge that. Acknowledge your part in it. Acknowledge other people's parts in it, even if it's just how much they encouraged you and cheered you on from the sidelines, as well as those, of course, that have joined you and added their efforts to it. So celebrate, acknowledge, and then see how you can build upon the achievements and success that you've reached so far, with the confidence that gives you in your ability to achieve and build upon that towards your ultimate aim of what you want to achieve. Spending time now and again, having a pause to rejoice in your accomplishments and to share in some of the bounty of what you've received so far, to share that blessing, is an important part of owning it and attracting further blessing and success to us. Don't take it for granted. Be thankful. Let this be a time of thanksgiving. Long time of year for those of you in America for Thanksgiving, but it's that kind of spirit of gratitude and acknowledgement that this card embodies here as well. So don't take everything for granted. Acknowledge that it came at a cost, at a price of your effort and your energy, and mark it with a celebration, and then seek to build upon it. Don't rest on those laurels. Don't rest on what you've done this far. There's still some way to go, and see how you can build upon it. Okay, so let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we go. Floromancy. Obviously, that's using flowers for divination, perhaps. My guess. I have heard the term floromancy. Similar to, look, she's like picking off the petals of this flower. So it's almost like that where you pick a daisy or something, or whatever it is, and you go, he loves me not, he loves me not, to determine whether or not someone loves you or not. That kind of thing would fall into this category. And that's what she sat in this boat here on the river, probably dreaming about a certain person and wanting to know whether or not her feelings are reciprocated. It is time to escape all of the noise and become still with the guidance that is pulling you inward. How does that relate to the Four of Wands? Yes, there's a time for celebration, outward exuberance, to mark what you've achieved. But then comes perhaps you can't be exuberant all the while. There comes a point where we draw aside from the crowd and we get into that place of stillness, become still with the guidance that is pulling you inward. So it's that outward expression coupled with the inward reflection of, okay, where to go next, how to build upon this. So yes, by all means, be exuberant, be with a show of joy and happiness, but don't forget that you've still got work to do, and there comes a time then to sit and reflect on your next step for the next stage. And that's what we should do as well. So drawing aside, it says here, escape all of the noise. So maybe this represents the noise, and maybe we've had a cacophony of noise and celebration, or something. Maybe you've had a moment of that, and now you want a bit of quiet now. And there's that point where after you can only, I know when you get to a certain age, sometimes you can only party for so long, and then you need that quietness, that stillness. And maybe that's a bit of what this is also representing. where you'd have to go listen to yourself, because the answer for what comes next, whatever the situation, as far as you're concerned, it's always going to come from within you. The other people have not got the answer. You hold the answer within you for what's next. They can confirm it, they can encourage it, but it comes from within you. That is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 29. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.